Have you ever stopped to think that talking too much about your dreams might be exactly what's stopping you from achieving them? Sounds strange, right? Most people believe that sharing their goals boosts motivation and reinforces commitment. But what if I told you that this is a major trap? That, in fact, this habit might be draining your energy, undermining your discipline, and sabotaging your transformation. Today, you're going to hear the real story of Andrew, a brilliant young man who, like many of us, believed that talking was the first step toward success, until he realized, through experience, that strategic silence is far more powerful. Get ready, because this story will shatter your beliefs, provoke deep reflection, and, most importantly, show you a simple, direct, and effective way to turn dreams into real achievements. If you want to understand how the ancient wisdom of silence, combined with focus, perseverance, and discipline, can be the key to success, and how to apply it to your life starting today, stick with me until the end. The reward? Clarity, inspiration, and motivation that, this time, will lead you to real action. Let's go. Andrew was always one of those young men overflowing with energy and determination, but ironically, his excessive enthusiasm became a trap. Whenever he spoke about his dreams, becoming a great entrepreneur, achieving success, and fulfilling all his goals, he felt a wave of motivation that soon faded. He talked about discipline, about the power of transformation, but his words didn't lead to action. This behavior created a cycle of false accomplishment, a deceptive feeling of mission completed. Like many, Andrew confused intention with achievement, words with action. His friends admired his motivation and even found it inspiring, but few realized that, in practice, Andrew wasn't making progress. He often spoke about the importance of focus, about the wisdom of those who pursue their dreams, but he lacked the most important thing: the silence that precedes true action. On many occasions, he said, "I'm going to start a business," or "I'm going to study to be the best." But between saying and doing, there was a huge gap. This is a classic example of the conflict between action versus words, where many stumble. It was only when he crossed paths with Acaria, the sage who exuded serenity and self-control, that Andrew began to realize the root of his stagnation. Acaria, with penetrating eyes and a calm voice, asked, "Andrew, what have you actually achieved?" Faced with the uncomfortable silence, Andrew was forced to confront the harsh truth. Despite his dreams, his goals, and his motivational speeches, he wasn't taking action. This moment was a shock, but also, as we'll see, the first step toward his transformation. The wise Acaria, with that look that seems to pierce the soul, decided to illustrate his point with the story of Veer. Veer wasn't a man with many resources, nor did he have a support network to fuel his dreams. But what he had in abundance was focus, perseverance, and quiet motivation. While others spoke about their goals, Veer, in silence, cultivated both his land and his discipline. He understood, like few do, that true success is the result of focused action, not words scattered in the wind. While many sought inspiration from fiery speeches, Veer found strength in solitude, where silence was his greatest ally. Every day he woke up early, tended to the land, refined his techniques, all without fanfare. It wasn't about making grand announcements, but about making great harvests. The energy he could have wasted talking about his plans, he directed towards steady and hard work. This practical example shows that anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur or achieve their dreams must learn to value action over speech. Acaria then made a point to emphasize something Andrew had never considered: the danger of false accomplishment. By talking too much about your goals, you get an immediate reward, an illusion of success, but it drains the determination needed for true progress. This was a profound lesson about self-control, discipline, and wisdom. And at that moment, Andrew began to realize that true transformation would require a complete change of attitude. But would he be capable of it? Andrew, now equipped with Acaria's wisdom, decided to quiet his words and amplify his actions. He realized that silence wasn't a sign of weakness, but of focus and determination. He stopped announcing every new idea, every new project, and began working consistently, silently, and strategically. Slowly, his motivation transformed into tangible results. First, by excelling in his exams, and later by launching his journey as a successful entrepreneur. His transformation wasn't just personal, but also a powerful inspiration to everyone around him. Over time, Andrew became known not for what he said, but for the fruits of his hard, disciplined work. His journey became a vivid example of transformation, proving that when energy is channeled into action rather than talk, success becomes inevitable. He embraced the philosophy of action versus words as a way of life, applying perseverance, focus, and self-control at every step. And look at that, he used to be known more for his promises. Now he was celebrated for his accomplishments. The most interesting part is that Andrew developed a mantra that became his legacy. Dream big, work hard, and let your success be your voice. A simple but profound reminder of the importance of discipline and wisdom in times of excessive exposure. His story inspired many other young people who, like him, confused intention with realization. But now I ask you, are you, reading this right now, also willing to silence your words and let your actions speak for you? So tell me, will you keep telling the world all about your plans, or will you use Andrew's wisdom and let your results speak for you? The choice is in your hands. Words or action, staying in the comfort of false accomplishment, or diving headfirst into silent work, with discipline, motivation, and total focus on your goals. Think about it. Which of your dreams could turn into success if, starting today, you channeled all that energy into action instead of just talk? How would your life look if, a few months from now, your friends and family were surprised not by promises, but by your achievements? Remember, wisdom, perseverance, and self-control are the keys to any true transformation. So, if this content inspired you, and I know it did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That way, you'll keep getting stories and strategies to help you transform not just your dreams, but your entire life. And tell me in the comments, which of your goals will you stop talking about and finally start achieving?